And we welcome you back to Vicksburg High School, the first of 5 straight home games for the Gators. Vicksburg High Gator basketball is coming your way in just a matter of moments. Charles Edmond here on the pregame show. Glad you can join us. We're with Coach Kelvin Carter. Coach, how you doing, sir? Happy New Year.
I'm doing good. Happy New Year to you as well.
Oh man, it's basketball time. It's district time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your team is 7-5. Just talk about your non-district games and how you feel. I mean, you're 1-0 in districts, but just all overall, just talk about the season.
We've been doing pretty good. A little up and down, little hills and valleys here and there. We got a pretty overall a young team. A lot of inexperienced guys trying to get their feet wet, but those games prior to district really helped us because it showed us different styles of basketball play and how we had to make adjustments. And I know you alluded a minute ago about free throws. That's a big woe we've been dealing with, free throws and little ill-advised turnovers, not forced turnovers, but just a pass from me to you. We've been kind of cleaning that up a little bit. So we went 3-1 over the break, and that was really good. Of course, we lost to those guys across the street, but that's all right. It kind of fueled us behind that, though.
So in that type of game, Vicksburg Warren Central, it excites the winning team. My guess is, and you just mentioned it, that it kind of fuels you and your team to try to get better.
Yes, sir. It really does. We definitely, everybody want to beat that rivalry. But, it was just, of course, that was another game. We probably missed 10 layups and 12, 13 free throws. And, those aspects you definitely got to clean up to get.
How do you, I've seen so many games. Did a game the other night, 10 missed free throws on the road.
Sir.
On the road, it's going to be hard to beat a team when you miss. First of all, that means you're getting to the free throw line.
That's right.
But you gotta make them, and you miss 10, you miss some easy chippies, some easy bunnies. Has that been an issue?
That has been an issue. And we were working on it daily. It's amazing that people say they miss all those free throws. They must never work on free throws. But when you work on free throws, nobody tapping on bleachers, nobody hollering missing, nobody hollering boo, all that kind of stuff. So the pressure kind of sets in. But you want that. You want that early on now, before now, because now the rubber has met the road. And we have to make free throws, and you have to make those chippers. This is for all the marbles.
How much do you work on free throw shooting in practice?
Daily, probably 30-40%, really, because I with the team I have, our personnel, we're trying to get to the free throw line. Yeah. Having a nice little point guard that can go, a little shooting guard, small forward that can get to the rack, you're going to get fouled. So if you're going to get fouled, you need to capitalize on your free throw.
Well, I was talking with Coach Stewart. He says he's got a young team.
Yes.
Now you've got a young team. I guess I'm wrongly assumed that each and every year you're going to have a bunch of veterans, but at some point that's not the case, and apparently this year's not the case.
That's not the case. So, we pretty much sophomore. We got 3 starting sophomores in the starting lineup, 2 juniors, and you have some seniors, but a lot of time they only senior by classification, not skill.
So let's start with some of the veterans, and then we'll pivot to the youngsters. So talk about the veteran presence, some of the veteran players that you're relying on.
Veteran players, my big guy in the middle, 22, Jarquez Marshall. He's coming. He's coming, man. It takes us taller guys a little longer to develop. 6'7" kid that's each year is showing signs of getting better. Always room for improvement, but he's definitely getting better. And I'll tell you, without him being the man in the middle, rebounding that ball, defending, we would be in bad shape right about now. And we have Jadarius Henderson. He come clean out the football field. He probably just started getting his legs about a week or 2 ago. That football shape and basketball shape is totally different. But he's a left-hand assassin. He's getting better. He's finishing around the rim. He's making his free throws. And the biggest thing, he started defending.
How long does it take? That's a good point, because see this in high school where players coming off the football field in the basketball and then off the basketball court on the baseball diamond.
Yes.
How long does it take? How long do you give a player as they transition from football to basketball? Is there some grace period there where you got to shut them down and then build them back up? Or from a conditioning standpoint, football condition, basketball condition, similarities, differences, which is tougher?
Well, think about it. When you play football, he plays DN, cornerback. They may not never run into your side. So look how many breaks you get. Then if you're not playing offense, you're coming off the field. But basketball is constantly. There's no take the offense out, put the defense in. It's constant. So I give them at least about a month to really, transition, because that stop and start is constant in basketball. There's no breaks.
Yeah.
No breaks.
And because he was one of our top running backs, so he
played both sides of the ball.
and he played both sides.
Yes,
So he's constantly getting that pounding
That's
on both
right.
sides.
That's exactly right. And like I say, I saw the last 2 games, he's starting to catch his flow and kind of, get in his groove, and that's going to help us a lot. He's kind of moving in the right direction, moving Vicksburg.
So you got the veteran presence. Talk about some of these youngsters that you're counting on.
Now the future is super bright. Little point guard, Jaquez Jones and Jaden. I can't think of Jaden's last name, but the 1 and 2 guard. But Jaquez is the point guard. He's a 10th grader. Both of them are sophomores. And I tell you, man, this is the first year ever. He plays football as well. He plays running back. This is the first year since I've been at Vicksburg, since 2005, that we have not had another guard in the gym. So we were actually waiting on him in Henderson. We were waiting. We started our season later because we couldn't even play a scrimmage game because most of the guys were in football.
Wow.
So he's been very impactful, probably first or second leading scorer right now. Just a plethora of potential. He's actually Malik Franklin's baby brother, and I mean he's helping us a lot. Davion and him will come back on the Christmas break and help us out a lot bit in the backcourt to try to help stabilize and mature those guys. But he's really doing good.
How much did that set you back over in your total team goals, knowing that for the first time you didn't have a point guard, and then you're waiting for football season
Yes,
to
sir.
end?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
what if the Gators had made a deeper run?
Oh man, it would have been bad. It would have been bad because it's just simple, man. Without a quarterback, without a pitcher, without a point guard, those sports it's hard to compete.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing. We want to at least be able to compete. But if you can't get the ball down the floor, those 32 minutes become long every night. So it was a big factor, and I think the numbers that's in our school system now with this 5A, our numbers are continuously going down, and we're waiting on athletes. Baseball, I mean, they're waiting on us. Kincaid is waiting on us. I got guys that he need, but we don't have a lot to deal with, so we got to play the cards we dealt. So it's challenging, to say the least.
And this is the first time you've had to deal with it.
First time ever. Because normally you're going to have 2 or 3 guards that, can kind of hold in the road until those guys come back. But, man, that road was all over the place.
So really being 6-5, you're 1-0 in district, so you're 7-5. So being 6-5 and having to deal with that, having to wait for football and just still trying to figure it out, that seems to be a positive thing, just being 6-5.
I'm jumping for joy. Because I was thinking 0-10, 0-11.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, because I couldn't have gotten the ball down the floor. Like I said, I have some guys that's learning.
Yeah.
But like my older guys, again, they're seniors by classification. Good guys, good practice guys. But man, when you put them out there, it gets tough. So, I mean, the sophomore class is tough.
Yeah.
They're tough. All football, baseball, basketball, whatever sport, they're gonna keep us competitive.
So the JV side of it, the youngsters that are coming in, do you feel like you don't have to this may be the last time or the only time for a while you have to deal with it, where you kind of wait for football to end? You got some people coming the JV ranks to help close that gap.
I think so, because you have with that 9th grade team that's coming up, you have a lot of basketball players. When I say that, they don't play the other sport. So that right there helps you, because they're going to be in the gym all season. They're going to be in the gym in the summer. But we still got to develop point guards. We have a lot of guards, a lot of small forwards, but point guards, we still don't have. The better guard in that group plays football. So he's going to be in the mix next year because he was pretty good. It's a transition. It's really tough. It's really tough. And then, we kind of went through something with our junior high program this year. We didn't win a game, so it's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
It's going to be challenging.
You have had some really good years and some really good teams. I'm
Yes,
sure
sir.
you've been around long enough to know it's the ebbs and flows, it's the hills and the valleys. Can't get
absolutely.
too low, can't get too high. You're going to be
Exactly.
great, and then other times it's going to be some bumps here.
Yep, it's all part of the game. That's what coaching is all about.
Well, let's look at tonight's game as you take on Florence. What can you say about this?
Florence, they have a number 12 is a dynamic shooter. I mean, he's the type, if he hit one, he can hit five. So we definitely got to make sure we got all eyes on him. They have a big guy in the middle, 22. Not an athletic guy, but Tim Duncan, just fundamentally sound. He's going to put that ball old school off the glass, hook shots and all that good stuff. And they have a 13 left-handed kid that's, I think he was their running back. He is very, very strong and very, very effective. And one is their point guard. So we got our work cut out. You know, our district, to me, I always been tough. I always said if we ever would have been north, that Coliseum would have been knocking on the door every year. I mean, I'm sorry, we would have been south. We always been north, but we've never been south.
Yeah.
But it's just in there with Holmes County, Florence, Lanier. 833 is definitely back. Provine, and then Cleveland Central. Man, that's a pretty tough district. We're working, and we've been scouting Florence and all the others, and hopefully Gator show up tonight.
How much of it? I'm learning a lot about high school basketball. How much scouting goes on? Coach Stewart talked about how he's seen Florence in some other games. How much scouting is going on?
Scouting plays a big role because you have to do so much teaching. Kids don't play ball outside, so it's not an instinctive game anymore. You pretty much, and it's hard to do. You almost got to coach every play. You got to teach them everything. That's kind of hard to do, but the huddle helps us be able to trade film. You know, we used to have to drive to Memphis and meet somebody with a film or something like that, but now you can just click a button and the film is sent.
Yeah.
And me personally, I like to go set eyes on them. So over the break, the Florence them playing, and people that we going to play, especially in district, I like to put my eyes on him. And it makes a big difference because the film, sometimes you don't know he's 6'5".
Yeah.
It looked like he's that tall. But when you put your eyes on him, like, man, that's a big rascal, you know? So, man, I'm scouting is everything because it's preparation.
So when you hear coaches say the film doesn't lie, that's true to a certain extent. But when you're trying to get an idea of how tall or how short a kid is, the only way you can really tell is if watching them in person.
Watch them in person. That's correct.
Really, really, really interesting. Well, 5 in a row at home. How much extra time being at home and the routine, being able to work on some things and then continue to get better? How important is this 5-game stretch?
This 5-game stretch is super important. And by being at home, we got our goals. We in our gym daily trying to get prepared on the days that we're not playing. And we need to try to take care of business because you already know on that road, super duper.
Well, Coach Stewart was enlightening me on how it's actually tougher at home in terms of the routine and rhythm. On the road, it's pretty standard. You get on the bus and go. You got classes, you're teaching, but at home, it's you're aware of a little bit more, some more things because you're trying to keep them occupied.
Yes.
At home.
Yes. And I think it's a little more pressure because of, their parents, their friends, their loved ones are at the game. A lot of times they don't really get on that road and travel like that. So it's a lot of pressure because it's so much downtime. Like, they'll get out of class at 2:30. Well, the boys don't play till 7:30, because there are no JV boys. It was canceled. So it's just a lot just trying to keep them focused, keep them off their feet. Like you say, when you're on the road, you get off the bus and pretty much you go play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's challenging.
What do you do to try to keep them honed in?
I try to keep them in that locker room. I let them try to go get food early and be back by 4, and we hopefully they can watch a movie or something in the locker room. Just relax and get off their feet.
Well, it's the 2nd district game. Keys to victory tonight.
Keys to victory: win the war in the paint. Stop number 12 from shooting that ball.
Yeah, Coach, we appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
That's Kelvin Carter joining us here on the pregame show. We'll take this time out. On the other side of it, we'll have the big game here. Vicksburg taking on Florence. We'll be right back.